Hey y'all, this is Tammy Knox, and my daughter Samantha and I are at Lancaster Spinal Health, the ScoliSmart clinic in Lidditz, Pennsylvania. Samantha has all of her stuff with her for her follow-up, her yearly follow-up appointment, and we are fixing to head into the clinic now. We are headed to get x-rays. My dog's getting limbered up, ready for her first part of therapy this morning.
Oh, you're going to do the x-rays?
Yeah.
Oh, we brought it this. Hopefully we can borrow the other one.
Alright, Sam, so you can hop on here. So, what we're doing with Sam right now is called the echo table.
Okay.
And I have my little script here. So it's to be used of a patient's thoracic and lumbar. So thoracic, lumbar, spine to separate and stretch the spinal segments to promote distraction and gliding of the joint facets and to promote joint hydration.
Great.
So we're going to stretch you out a little bit here and get these things moving. So this belt's going to go above her hip here. Feel like you're on an amusement park ride, huh? This is not a torture device, I promise. Tell him, Sam, it's enjoyable, right? Yeah. I'm going to tighten this above here. Alright, pull you out here, up. Alright, have you stretch a little more here. There we go. Timer for 15 minutes. Good tight, and we're doing that. Have fun stretching.
Thank you. And it does all the work for her. And she feels all the pain. No pain. It feels good? Good.
Alright, so Sam's going to the VT table, so let me give you a little explanation of this one. This is the cervical region, with or without weight, which we are going to put weights. And it's going to relax your ligaments in your disc. So we're going to focus on your cervical region up here. Your neck. So we're going to keep you still, put some weights here. Not too bad, is it? No. You're such a winner. Alright, we're going to turn it on, 8 minutes. So, there you go. Enjoy. Thank you. So, we have Sam on the MVP right now, which means mechanical drop piece. And that is used to relax ligaments and disc in an up and down motion to the thoracic and or the lumbar spine and to increase curve flexibility.
Hey, great.
So we're getting you all loosened up. So when you get to your rehab, you'll have a nice flexible spine.
Good. Lucy.
Yeah, loosey-goosey.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Here's Samantha doing her rehab. How are we doing today, Samantha?
Counting cars.
Counting cars. All right. Are you getting sore?
A little.
A little. Yeah. That's a lot of stuff you've got to do today, huh? We will sign off for right now. Get you later.
So what we're doing during the boot camp here, okay, is we are doing a few things. A, we're getting momentum, right? We're turning this ship around, okay. B, we're training the patient how to do the rehab effectively so they can continue doing it at home because no one can fix scoliosis in 2 weeks. At least I can't. Okay, if you can, you're a better doctor than me. Okay. C, we also want to be able to test it while they're here, right? For what we call a training effect x-ray. So basically, we do an x-ray right after the last rehab so we can see what is happening. Okay, so and what we're looking for during the stabilization process is we're looking for the patient to be able to replicate that training effect x-ray right after treatment as much as possible. Okay. Now, some patients do give back a degree or two or so in the process, and that's okay. But we want to start off, so we're looking at from where we started originally, like before we started anything, to where we are now, or because that's our apples to apples. Okay. Okay. So we'll look at Samantha's x-ray here. We originally saw a Cobb angle of 57 degrees in the thoracic. Okay. Currently, it went down to 51. Okay, she's currently still at 51.
Good.
Which is great.
Yeah.
Okay, so she's made 6 degrees of improvement
from last year.
Right.
Yeah.
And now, and that's her walking in, no rehab, cold. Right. You didn't do anything when you got here, right?
No.
You just got it from the X-ray machine. independent verification.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so her brain has learned that. Okay, so our goal here now is to break through and try to get more out of that. Okay, this one here was measuring 59 originally. We went down to 58, so we really weren't doing much with that. Okay, and it's still measuring about 58. Okay, so that we're still holding up pretty well here. Okay, so we're still targeting this thoracic through here. Now, what I'm wondering here is, okay, traditionally we work this thoracic one and this lumbar one starts coming out on its own. Okay, I'm wondering, and this is a group discussion.
Right.
Okay, what if we want to work this one a little bit backwards? What if we started focusing on this as our primary curve, since this has been reduced now, and this one isn't reducing? What if we switch it up and work that as our primary curve and saw what that one does?
Okay.
Sure.
Because what we're seeing is typically as you reduce the top one, the bottom one reduces with it. Here we're seeing the top one reduce and stay reduced, but we're not seeing the bottom one reducing as a result.
Okay.
So therefore, it's going to start unbalancing the curve, which is not ideal.
Right.
Okay, now you're not talking about dramatically. You're talking handful of degrees here.
Right.
Okay, but if we're going to continue going down that road, then do we really want to continue to reduce this and have that not, and then that just continually unbalances it? So I think we should switch it up, change her over to a right side weight there instead of left. Okay, I know I'll blow your mind. Okay, and work this lower curve, and then we test that.
Okay.
Okay, we test that and see what it looks like. And if it looks good, we stick with it. If it looks like poop, we go back to the tried and true.
Okay.
Okay, so it's a mild risk involved, but we're gonna at least have two known paths then on what's the best possible scenario. I was really personally expecting this to probably start shaking out, and it's not.
Okay.
So that warrants us making some clinical changes and decisions, and and the bottom line here is if we try it and it doesn't work out, we just switch back to what we know is known and works.
So conceivably, we're kind of operating on the assumption that potentially the lower curve may be the primary, which is causing the upper.
It could be.
Possibly.
Could be. Okay, that's not typically
Right.
what we see,
Right.
but we all know that Samantha is not typical.
No, she's definitely not typical.
She's extraordinary. And this might be one of her extraordinary feats. Okay? So let's go with that, okay?
Right.
But so that's what we got going on here. So I would say it's worth the shot.
Okay.
Let's give it a shot and see what happens, okay? And we'll shoot an x-ray after, you guys are here all week?
No,
You're here for 2.5 days?
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll shoot one at the end of the 2.5 days.
Okay.
Okay? And then we know we either go back to the original setup or we stick with the new one.
Okay.
Is that fair?
Yeah.
Sure.
Great.
Just one more exposure, no big deal. Very minimal.
Yeah. Okay.
It's
Good deal.
worth knowing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Our genetic variant
Uh-huh.
test, our study just got final approval from peer reviewers this week. We submitted it in early March.
Wow.
That's how long this is taking. It's not supposed to take that long. Okay. So it's in final review now, and I guess the editor at this point just makes the call. So that could theoretically be up by next week if the reviewers are requiring any changes.
Right.
Okay, so Dr. Stitzel is recommending trying the torso trainer on the opposite side. So Samantha's trying to get used to that, and it does feel different.
Do it.
Okay. So now she's going the opposite direction. Hey y'all, this is Tammy Knox, and this is our third day at the ScoliSmart Clinic in Lidditz, Pennsylvania. And today we will find out if the new treatment that Dr. Stitzel has prescribed for Samantha is being effective. And he'll be shooting x-rays and letting us know what plan of action we've got now. And so I will keep you updated in just a little while. See you later. Bye.
So we were struggling with this lower one here, okay? 59, 58, 59, okay? And with this setup, it takes that 59 to a 53, which is good,
Yeah.
okay?
Now what's the bad news though?
Top curve, probably.
Our top curve was 57, got it down to 51. You stabilize at 51. When we do this, it goes to 56.
Ooh.
So,
Is there a way to do it, like work both at the same time?
well, the idea to work both at the same time is you start off with a thoracic curve, and the lower one filters out.
But hers doesn't filter.
Doesn't
does
seem to
it?
be. It seems to be kind of stuck.
Yeah.
However, we do know it does move.
Right.
There it is moving.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I'm wondering here is we have one more setup here that I think might do the trick. okay? It's still a primary thoracic setup, okay? But it's purely rotational. So the setup we had you on before, where it was kind of angled down like this, what happens is for every action is equal and opposite reaction. So what happens is if we throw your center of gravity off in this reaction, the reaction is back this direction, right? It lifts out of here, okay? So what if we take that and we flip it like this? So instead we're gonna have your weight back to the left, so we're targeting the thoracic rotation, but instead of having it pitch down, it'll be straight out. So your reaction will be straight rotation back this way here. Okay. It's a subtle difference. Okay. The biomechanics are exactly the same. Okay. The only thing is the reaction, instead of it being a lift and untwist, it's a straight untwist. Okay. So the reaction will be straight untwist this direction here, right, versus that.
Okay.
Make sense? And I mean, again, it can make it's not a night and day kind of like,
Right.
you know, all of a sudden I'm lost and here I am found kind of scenario. Okay. But it's, I think, what we need to do to try to get both curves to start responding at the same time, because we don't want to outpace the top curve and the bottom curve, because then it bounces the whole apple basket. So, Sam, as lovely of a human being and person as you are, I knew you were going to be trouble when you walked in here. I knew you were a troublemaker the first time I laid eyes on you. Just a different kind of case, different kind of situation. And as my grandfather used to say, the only people who get hurt on roller coasters are the ones you jump off. If you ride up, then most of the time you're going to be all right. Okay? So what I recommend is we just make that subtle change to that. So we go back to the original setup. Okay, targeting the thoracic rotation. We make that subtle change where instead of it's a pitch, it's a straight out. It's a very simple thing. We literally just flip it around and we change the foam around, and as it, and then and for the first day or two, it'll feel really weird. Okay, it'll feel different for you. But after a day or two, you'll be like.
Okay, so how much weight does she need to be doing?
You can still move that. You can do quite a bit of weight. The weight doesn't really change a whole lot with that one. You can go up to 16 to 18 there.
Okay, so she can keep her 18.
Right. Yeah, because all we're doing is changing the pitch.
Okay.
The actual biomechanics really don't change.
Okay.
You're just changing. We're just selling out entirely on rotation instead of getting a lift through the lumbar spine. Okay.
So we come back in a year to check it and make sure.
I'm not concerned about it. I mean, it works consistently. It's just a subtle shift in what we're trying to accomplish. I would say start off with 16, just because it's something new and you want to
work myself up to it.
Right. And start with 16, and then we take an extra 2 with you and add that in as you can.
Okay, great. All right. Well, thank you so much.
No, look, I mean, hey, nothing ventured, nothing gained, guys. This is how it works,
know.
okay? But the reality here is you're showing signs of stability, okay? Everything's moving in the right direction here, okay? So we got to keep on keeping on. This is how it goes.
Yep. Okay.
Here is Samantha's new setup for her rehab exercises. We are hoping that this will target her thoracic curve and trickle down to her lumbar curve, and that she will be able to see some more curve reduction. We are very thankful that she had held steady and the curves had not progressed, but we would like to see some more curve reduction if possible. Here she is signing the ScoliSmart Bootcamp board, and she was, I believe, patient number 130. Here's Samantha with Dr. Stitzel. They do their serious pose, and then they go and do some goofy poses too, some funny poses. But Samantha had a great time. She met lots of new people, made some good friends, some that she's even keeping in contact with now. And we were able to leave a display of our Scoli charms there at the clinic, and hopefully be able to get some more customers. And while we were there, we also passed out Scoli charms to the patients. We gave them a choice of the flower charm or the sword charm, because we wanted to show them our support and encourage them during their time there at the boot camp. And I'll leave you with this quote from Calvin Coolidge, and hopefully you all will be persistent in anything that you do for your scoliosis treatments, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.